Okay. Something happened that I could turn into a wisdom. So I'm going to share it. So basically, I went to this place. I just needed to use this building for a little bit. As I enter, these demons are there possessing all these human beings to go ahead of me. I can literally see them running physically and driving in a haste way, like they're chasing someone ahead of me, the place I'm going to, which is what this witchcraft of gang stalking does. Okay, so those demonic spirits possessing those humans, when they went over there, they're making noise around me again. They always do this. They know I'm recording, so they popped out of nowhere. These humans were not around when I was recording this. They were far away. There's some weird animal now. Where did you come from? Oh, it's just so funny. My goodness. That's what I have to deal with. Unless I laugh, it's going to cause you anger. See, do you guys see that? I started recording and you hear all this chatter. They possess these little kids and teenagers that just walk by all of a sudden. And they just sit there and they're facing my direction. These are not kids. Why would a child do something like that? That's too mature. They're possessing them. God have mercy. I don't even know where they came from. Okay, let me hurry up. See, unless I laugh, this stuff is gonna make you so angry. Okay, so they go ahead of me right in the environment. And I just act like, right, covert myself. I don't ever treat human beings like they're possessed and those are demons. I don't do that because it's not good for your health, right? Because this is covert, obviously. They're possessing them. And they're pretending to be normal people who just need to use that place. Okay, so, my goodness, it's really annoying. Basically, I just act right, like I'm just a normal person minding their business. And I don't act like they're demons or anything like that. Okay, so I felt it. It was too evil. It was too heavy, the way they were acting. They were trying to act all dominant and stuff, fake dominant. Okay, so God guided me to the fact that I should command it to leave. Okay, so those humans then left. I commanded it to leave. I can command them to leave, but not all of them will leave. You get me? Because it's persecution. God is giving them this power to teach me things. You get me? So it's going to go on until he's going to get me out of the situation, which is soon. It's just that, right, the most harmful ones, he gives me the option to tell them to leave instead of ignoring them and stuff until things get so annoying that then you have to, right, tell them to leave at the end. Okay, so I commanded their demons to leave. That human left. But then retaliation starts. This cop all of a sudden comes, parks right in front of that building, and something was just telling me, just look outside. Just check. Just look outside. You know what they do when one of them is told to leave? They retaliate. They come as a group. They do something harmful in the environment. But I just have this innate desire to ignore them. Imagine just being harassed by losers all day. You're just going to ignore them if you're a healthy person. Sometimes you might go too far with that. You might have to do something. I just ignore that. I didn't think that was necessarily a guidance from God, that it would have made a difference. I didn't do that. Okay, when I was done, in that building, then I'm stepping out. And they have the biggest witchcraft you can ever imagine. It's basically saying, I'm like your God, I'm powerful, I'm dominant, but it's just so evil, the amount of fake fear they're projecting. And there's just so many of them parked outside. And then they enter. It's just so evil outside. But see, they couldn't enter because I commanded them to leave. So that area, they have no power now. Another one entered, but I commanded them to leave after the first human, and they didn't come back. It's like that. But then they're thinking, okay, let's park outside. Let's try to act intimidating and scary and big, you know? It doesn't mean it affects you. That's why they think they're doing it. They know it doesn't affect you. They just do it to harass you, you know? Okay. And I didn't realize I was unconsciously ignoring that deep inner knowing voice telling me. It's not a voice, like it's telling you something, but it doesn't have a voice, which is my gut. It's telling me, right? It's from God. It's telling me, go to where you wanted to sit when you exited this building. You wanted to go sit over there. I wanted to go sit at a specific spot and eat there, you know? And I know I'm ignoring that. I know I'm choosing to just, you get me? I'm so irritated. I just want to get away from them. I don't want to see something like that that's not rational, you know? I didn't know. I should have just paused and commanded them to leave and, you know, really went and sat where I wanted to sit. Because when I first came to that environment, I look around and I always try to see where God wants me to sit. Because he likes to open places for me that I can sit. And the whole place is mopped with these crazy possessed humans. You know? Before I didn't know that. I just used to wander around. I would think every place is taken. I would get mad at God and be like, where's the balance, you know? But now I observe my environment. I don't pay attention to the ones who are rowdy and loud, which is usually teenagers. So I can understand those crazy lunatic teenagers committing crime now. They're usually groups, and that's what I was seeing. Too much noise and chaos. They're trying to distract you. I didn't see the areas of the park are quiet, right? Okay, but I saw it. I did a good job. I didn't focus on what's happening in the park or environment or building or anywhere I go now. I actually look for the area that I know God has prepared for me to sit or use, etc., in that given specific environment, whatever it is. Okay, so in this environment, I didn't know that I was being attacked so much by the retaliation that, yes, I know I'm being retaliated against, but I wasn't conscious in that way where I'm like, I'm not going to let it happen. I was just so stressed that I just went and sat somewhere else, which is the place I would not sit in because I know God gave them power to be in that area. You get me? Commanding them to leave is like a waste of your time. That's their area. One thing that... Sorry about that. So for that reason, I'm going to connect it to wisdom that you guys can learn from this. So I'm not just telling you a story. Okay, so you get me? They unconsciously were pushing me to a place they're going to be hanging around by using that retaliation, by using that heavy witchcraft. You just want to get away from it. Here we go again with these crazy kids. It's like 8:50 p.m. They need to go home. Okay, so you see, they're doing the same thing again. They're distracting me. They're trying to get a distraction while everyone else is quiet like that. My job is to not focus on them. But see, it's not intentional. Why would I want to focus? Aren't I someone who's normal? It's because the witchcraft forces you to pay attention to them. Because it puts these thoughts of fear into your mind of what they may do. And it's trying to get you to sort of protect yourself ahead of time. You know? Because they're crazy. You get me? A lot of them are extremely mentally ill. I'm not someone who's ever going to be aggressive to humans or tell them what to do or call cops on them. I don't waste my time on them. My job is just to learn what God wants me to learn and move on. You get me? When I was younger, I would discipline and say things, but this is a waste of my time now. Okay. Crazy kids need to go home. So yeah, that building, I went somewhere else, and that's where they were usually there when I first entered that environment that I knew I shouldn't go sit. But guess what they said to my mind? These thoughts. Oh my God, God. See, they use God. God cleared it for you. They're not sitting there anymore. All those crazy, rowdy, large groups of crazy possessed humans are not there anymore. You like that spot. That's why they mop it so much. So go to that one. What do you think? Sadly, I fell into that because you get me? Using God as a weapon is really dangerous. Okay, I went. Sat there, accidentally thinking maybe God was telling me I could sit here now. Because he knows I like the spot. But see, my inner conscience, my gut, me, I didn't agree to that, right? It wasn't me who had that opinion. It was a thought. You get me? It wasn't me who thought, hey, that place is clear for me. That is always going to come from an emotion of peace when God is guiding you to that. And when you're getting thoughts, it's just a thought. You don't have to hear a thought. You just think you should do something, but you didn't assess and take your time and feel peace and then wanted to do it. That's how you know that one is from God. You feel comfortable. You took your time. You're at peace. You choose it because you really want to. Well, when they're pushing you to something, it's like something comes over you and tells you to do something because it's good for you. Oh, look, they're gone. Go sit over there. It's like that. You don't have to necessarily hear a voice like that, a thought like that. You get me? That's just what it's saying. As I was walking to that other area, there was so much witchcraft I was fighting because it's trying to enter my mind, trying to put thoughts into my head. Because all of a sudden, 2, 3 other cops come randomly. They're driving really slow, like when they want to profile someone. Do they have any right or ability to even approach me? No, it doesn't matter. They're putting the fear into your heart that they may, correct? And these are evil cops. So even though deep down, I'm not personally uncomfortable, you get me? I know these demons cannot bother me with them. You get me? It's still attacking my mind, right? You're distracting me. I sat at the other place that I usually wouldn't have sat at. Then they walked by right when I came to it. That's how you know they were setting me up to go sit there. They walked by. And then my gut is saying, uh-oh. Then I was like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I ignore it. And then they go sit at an area in front of that area I'm sitting in. Think of like seats, you know? And I was like, hell no. Am I dealing with these crazy kids? You know what? I need annoying teenagers. And I just get up and I go somewhere else. And the cops are parked there. And I commanded the cops to leave. They didn't leave. Now the anger is boiling. You see what's happening? They pushed me to a place I shouldn't go. That normally I would not go. That from experience, I know God is not going to make them leave. It's a waste of my time to tell them to leave. You're going to get bitter towards God. He prepared a better spot for me to sit, but they retaliate and come near that area. But if I go to that area and I command those ones to leave there, right, who are retaliating, those ones are going to leave. They have no power. Get me? So in their mind, they have to push you to the environment. They have more power. Common sense? So that then they can say to you, God didn't give you a way out of the situation. What kind of God is that? That's the dumb thoughts I hear all the time. But I normally don't come here. Okay, so I go to this spot and I go back right to the other one, back and forth. There's just something always there. I couldn't eat in peace. And my mind was telling me, that sort of gut. They're trying to get you to eat fast so you can get sick. So eat slowly, because one of the things these demons do, they try to get me sick. So they always appear when the person is eating. Always. Right? They start doing crime around you. It doesn't matter how normal that environment is. They'll find a way to act rowdy and loud and crazy. They'll do witchcraft to the employees and they'll be distracted or something. Not everywhere, obviously. I'm just in a horrible state right now. I don't even think I'm in the US anymore. You know? I grew up here. I've never seen weird humans like this. I just knew they were in the sort of, right, really weird communities. Some would be called ghettos. Some would be called other names. Anyways, they're from obviously every ethnicity. The way they use them, evil is everywhere. And I just remember I didn't enjoy my eating. I don't remember eating, which is very important, because I remember the first time I sat there thinking, right, that thought was maybe from God, you know, or just my own mind. Not the thought, sorry, from God. I knew the thought was not from God. I just thought that was from a good place, basically, you know, maybe from just wisdom overall, telling me, hey, God cleared this place for you. That spot, right, that I first wanted to sit in, not the one I was pushed away from that I intended, right, but the one I actually tried to sit in. I had such good energy. And if I sat down and ate, I would have actually been very present, which is important when you're eating, right? I would have been present. I would have glorified God and thanked Him for what I have, and exactly what you expect. I would have had a great experience, you know? And now I go to the other location, right? That then, right, I'm seeing the cops are still there. And there's more driving around. They have that weird vibe when they're driving slow and looking for someone. And the thoughts are more evil because the witchcraft is higher. And now I can't even feel what I'm eating. I just realized I just ate half and I don't even remember eating it, which is not good, right? You're going to get sick from that. So not only are they attacking my peace of mind, not only are they attacking my time, they're stealing my energy, but they're trying to get me sick. It's always 20 different reasons, 20 different bad consequences. That's why this is the worst witchcraft that you could ever think God could ever create. Gang stalking. It's the most evil thing I've ever seen. Because demons have been following me all my life. So they use different types of witchcrafts or programs. This is the most recent one they use. Since it's so disturbing, I talk about it more. It doesn't mean this is the only thing I go through. Because I'm followed by the demons who followed prophets. So at some point, they're going to flip and do behaviors that have nothing to do with gang stalking, but something about religion, where I'm learning then how they corrupted something like that. There's so many of them that are following me. Some are from the bloodline, you know? Bloodline curses. Okay, so the environment is quiet. It's exactly what I wanted. I prayed for that. But just that one little area, if I don't sit there, everything would have been fine. They pushed me to it using that retaliation, right? Making this car park right there when I step out, very close to the area I would have then sat if they didn't go there and park there, and they don't leave. The witchcraft is so irritating, you don't want to waste your time just ignoring them and eating. But if I just paused and just ignored them and just sat there and I prayed, I'm sure they would have left. Because it's retaliation. It always means you're losing when you retaliate, right? It's just a little bit. The bigger ones who will really follow me, I already commanded them to leave. They're gone. These ones are they're little monkeys that come and try to make you think they got more power or something. Their job is to confuse your mind and push you somewhere else. And I'm sitting here and I always have this habit where I always tell God, how could you do this? You knew ABC, what I was doing. You knew how hard I work. I always tell him. I don't just tell him, right, that I'm being harassed. I tell him, how could you do this? Why didn't you at least ABC? And then God actually answered me. He showed me that I wasn't supposed to leave that original intention to sit at that first place. I picked it. It was peaceful. Just a dumb cop possessed to sit there. Who cares? They're going to leave. So you get me? Because what I was saying to him was, my Lord, how could you not give me a place to sit? Wherever I go, they're following me. They're putting huge witchcraft on me. They're too lousy and crazy like these criminal kids. I'm a grown adult. What am I going to beat children up? What am I supposed to do? I'd rather get away there for. You know, I'm not in a Muslim country where I can easily get up and discipline those kids. These are non-Muslim children. We don't do that here. It's more comfortable, right, when they're your people. But here, you can't say anything. And you get me? It's not good, obviously. If I was an employee and they were rowdy in some environment, I could be like, excuse me, you get me? I could do things accordingly. But since I'm just a stranger in a public environment, I have to keep going, correct? That makes our society more harmful. Every environment, there should always be employees. There should always be people who can stop rowdy human beings. Anyways, right? Because someone like me who's right now not the employee, but more like a customer, it's okay, it's not comfortable for me to tell them. And they're making us uncomfortable. Their parents are not there. That's why I'm calling them rowdy. They're crazy. These are not normal, healthy kids. Okay, so let me get to the point. I'm trying to connect this to you. God showed me, right, that was what I should have done. Because I asked him, not in an insulting way, but in a question-like way. How could you not give me a place to sit? Look, they ruined my energy. I ate so fast. What if I get sick now? You already know they put so much witchcraft on me every day. I don't even eat anymore. You don't know how much weight I lose because of that. Okay. He just reminded me I just allowed that to affect me. You know? I usually don't do that because it's so stressful to keep dealing with them. You just want to get away. It's human nature. It's not my fault they have the power to then follow me there. It doesn't mean I did something dumb. It's healthy to get away from someone who makes you feel threatened, correct? But if another one is going to sit there, you get up, another one is going to sit there, you're going to have to use a different tactic, correct? Deal with the first one. So you don't have to deal with 2, 3, 4. They caught me off guard. If I only did what my mind was telling me when I was inside the building, it told me check outside. Check outside the door. They definitely are parking there. If I just did that and I saw that cop parked there, that witchcraft, I would have attacked it spiritually that moment. But then two, exactly, they don't affect me when I know what they're doing ahead of time. They only affect my energy and I become avoidant only when they catch me off guard. That's it. So that's why gang stalking is always about being a step ahead of the person. You'll literally see a vehicle running to a bathroom, a store, your apartment, wherever you are going. Humans are driving like they're running from a bear. That's how they stalk the people that they're gang stalking. They run in front of us like they're running somewhere. Because it's like life and death to them. They can't steal our energy and make us have this unhealthy reactive way unless they go ahead of us. Otherwise, we just think they're just people. We ignore them, right? So the ones who are there are also possessed, but they don't affect me. It's the ones who are running there, coming there after me. They're catching you off guard. But see, if I obeyed that sort of feeling telling me just check outside, something dark and evil energy is outside. You can feel this bad, very evil energy watching and waiting outside. Just check it. If I checked it, I would have been like, oh, here we go again with this crazy lunatic demons using a cop. I would have been putting them down like that as something dumb. These demons, these demons are using these kids too much. They're so young, probably 12 years old. And the way they behave is so sad. They're saying foul language, obviously, but I'm laughing at how the demons are doing that because they just want to distract me. So this episode is healing for me right now because right now their energy is calm. They look like kids to me. I feel like a parent or something to them now, right? Like the way as an adult you feel like they're parent when they're young, right? That's how I see myself, which is what I'm supposed to see. But when they're catching me off guard and I'm always avoiding because I don't want to deal with them, then I'm going to see the witchcraft, which is saying nonsensical things that don't make any sense. You just want to get away. They're too possessed. So that's why they're doing that. That's why they're making too much noise because I'm too comfortable with them. The kids were sitting here for a while. They're just leaving now. They're just tired. It's making me laugh. You get me? But before, I wasn't laughing. I was in distress because they attacked me when I didn't know. By attack, I mean like that witchcraft that comes there. Okay. So for that reason, see, they're trying to distract me. So for that reason, that's the solution for you. Let's say you're trying to give up a sin. God has guided you to peaceful ways to spend your day, your time, your life. Let's say it's not sin, but you're just in a bad workplace or bad environment also. And okay, you just feel it. Maybe you pray to God or you just use your mind and He'll either way guide you. You just know that place or from experience that place is better. You know they always sit there, the bullies or the weirdos. You don't want to deal with them. You know? There are times a human is supposed to be assertive, and there are times we avoid them. We don't waste their energy. It's not rational. Okay, so if you sit there, everything's going to be fine. But something could happen. Demons can attack you. When I say demon, it's just bad human. Bad humans are just, everything they do is from demons. That's bad. So, you get me? That's what demonic retaliation means. Maybe you've been praying. Good things are happening. You wake up, you feel good that day. You sleep, there's less nightmares like that. You're doing well. That's like me walking, feeling comfortable in that environment, despite all the crazy demonically possessed humans are all scattered around. There was just area where it was just so nice and I could walk and there's no issue. Like that. You're like that metaphorical example of what I was feeling or that situation for me. When I go inside that building and then those crazy demons are already ahead of me, they're inside that place. I ignored them, but they don't leave. They were just lingering. They just wanted to stay there as long as I did. I didn't tolerate that. So that's like you being assertive and looking at someone maybe who's trying to stare you down. You should never let that go. Some are crazy, just move away. But there are times it's just your nature to just look at them, they'll stop. So that's like maybe, right, you praying. Demons attack you with these heavy, heavy emotions and thoughts telling you to commit a sin that you've been giving up. Telling you to be an evil person. Whatever it is. Something's just trying to pull you back to what you've been getting away from. That's the sort of they go ahead of you situation. They study your pattern, they go ahead of you. You fight with it, you win. Okay, I won. Those demons left. But then maybe God, right, is going to guide you to something. Tell you maybe to pray this night or don't go into that environment. Don't go with those friends today. Because, right, he's giving you the wisdom. That's something, they'll call you to something that will pull you back to your bad habits. Or they'll call you to an environment where bad people are there, right? Maybe that place is not a good community. It's not safe. Accidentally, you might go against that because you're so stressed. You're already getting attacked with thoughts and feelings. Because that's how they were attacking me. No one was doing anything. It was just thoughts and feelings. But it's a witchcraft. It's too strong. Okay, and then you might accidentally just go giving up on the original plan you had, the original plan you wanted, that you knew was peace and God was calling you to it. You know was pure and moral and God was calling you to it because of that heavy demonic attack. Maybe you lost your job, something bad happened, which for me was the evil cop just parked there. But maybe if you paid attention, you see the warning signs when God was trying to get your attention to it, or some other way you could have stepped ahead of it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen, right? That cop would have still been there, but I would have been a step ahead of them if I just looked outside. I just laugh at them and move on. Because it doesn't affect us when we see things ahead of time. We might get angry if it's right in our face, right? And now you go in a direction. Maybe you're driving and you go in a neighborhood you didn't want because someone honked at you. You got too stressed. You drove in the opposite direction. And now you're in a neighborhood you normally wouldn't drive into. But your gut, as you were accidentally driving into it, right, was telling you to just stop. I know you're in here. I know it's too late. You're already in this area. But you can obviously just go back. You know? Just turn around. But you were like, whatever, let me just go through. Goodness. Let me just get to the end of the exit and come back from the highway like that. You don't appreciate that sort of warning. Just go back. And your mind is thinking, but they're there. Or maybe that's you. But they're still there. They're still behind me. It's okay. You can go to the, right? You can make a turn and then just park there. Or not like park, right? Just wait there. And let whoever was maybe still following you just pass. Let them get into the neighborhood, you know? And you go back. See, but there's too much stress. You just keep going. You tell yourself, well, what's the big deal? It's not a safe place, but what's the big deal? Let me keep going. You don't know what the hell's waiting there. right? Normally you wouldn't have done that if you were just in peace. They caught you off guard. And now you keep, wait a minute, where's the highway? You don't have that option anymore because maybe you thought you knew this location. But maybe there's a different exit. Maybe they're doing construction and you can't exit like that. And now, obviously, there's obviously always a way out. You're coming back. Just like I came back to this place. Not the one I intended, right? But the one they pushed me to, saying that maybe God cleared it for you. You come back to it and you're like, God, what is this bad energy? I feel so depleted. They stole my energy. I was in such a good mood. That's what you say to yourself. Because you did lose your energy. You went in that area. Nothing but bad energy. Even if it's a good place, you didn't want to do something, it's going to make you lose your energy. And now as you're coming back, you're like, you feel depleted. And now you're going to say to God, how could this happen? I prayed to you. I did this, right? Let's maybe connect it to another example of maybe you prayed to God and you're being guided to something. You knew it was from him. You were happy. You have this big plan for yourself. You're in joy. Okay, and something happens. Some rejection, something, some backlash. Not from an evil place, right? How could you do this, God? No, like, God, how could this happen? You know, like, what's going on? How could you do this? Why? Like that. That's sort of questioning because we don't understand God, correct? Except what he teaches. So you're just asking him, my Lord, what's going on? How come you at least didn't tell me to go there? All those little tugs, right? From your gut and your conscience was God guiding you. Just get out of here. Even at the last step, when you were so pissed off already, just go back. See, but you're so stressed. Maybe you become a little aggressive at some point and you're like, I'm not doing this. You start to sort of fight with it. These demons always try to push you to fight with them. We're not supposed to fight with demons. We're supposed to pray and command them to leave. They will obey and get out. The problem is they retaliate. We're supposed to then find a good place to first move away from them, like the original place I intended, that makes us feel safe and comfortable, and we don't change our plan. And then we pray again. If we cannot, just relax, because we can just ignore them. Right? The retaliation just ends. They're dumb as hell. But if it's something that's affecting you, same way the first place I went to when it first affected me, those humans, I couldn't ignore them. The energy was so evil, I told their demons to leave. The human left. Like that. If the same thing has to keep happening, you have to keep telling them to leave, you do that. It's like a phase. And then they're going to disappear. You're going to have hours of peace now. But at least go to the original, pure intent, place, situation, etc. plan. Don't change the good plan. Don't change what you knew was safe and good because something stressful and annoying is happening. Just give yourself some time. So that's the way I could use that to help you. Look, these demons left now. Literally when I said, so that's, boom, they got up and left. They know I'm done recording. Can you believe that? They're not even going to look back. Look, they're not even checking. It's like they left the body or something. Those kids are now just walking back to their friends. Do you see how annoying it is? Do you see why you might react one day and go to jail? That's how they are projecting themselves to you. If they just got up, then I could just be like, yay. But they're telling me that sort of interpretation of them getting up. We got up because we're done listening to you. We're so powerful. We were monitoring you this whole time. Now you're done talking, so we're going to leave. That's how they try to make you feel about yourself. Like some weak thing they're watching. But I can keep recording right now, and they're not going to come back. So you get me? That's not the reason they got up. If I keep recording for 1 more hour, they're not going to then come back and listen. You see, so that's a lie. It just means their time is up. They don't get to use the same human that long. That's why it's called gang stalking. They use others. They're just done. They're just not going to bother me again. You get me? It's nighttime now. So instead of that good interpretation, right, that it's nighttime, those humans are crazy. They were just here because it's a public place. Oh, now they left. Instead of an interpretation that makes you feel better, they'll lie to your mind. So anytime you're getting thoughts like that, projecting human behavior as something, trying to act like a god over you, you know you're being attacked. Just don't agree with it. Remind yourself of the actual reason that situation is the way it is, or it's leaving you, or whatever. Those kids are leaving because it's nighttime. They were going to leave anyway. It just right matches the time that I'm done recording, because I recorded when it was so late. Everyone left. But see, right now when I get to the next area, right, as I leave this place, then thousands of others are waiting. See, I'm comfortable with those ones because I'm already used to their pattern. So get used to the way the demons possessing you attack you. Get used to the way they send you certain thoughts of fear and voices and try to cause you nightmares, and even jot it down what days of the week you feel attacked more, what times of the month. The way they try to get you to sin. Like that. Be a step ahead of them. But if they catch you off guard, you know what to do. Follow your original, pure, intelligent, wise, peaceful path. And right, no matter what happens, whether that worked out, whether you made a mistake and didn't do that, just calm down and pray and ask yourself, okay, before I leave, what do I need to do? You get me? Don't just go from place to place because they come to this place too. They come to that place too, especially if you're also being gangsta. Don't just keep jumping and moving because they keep bringing crazy people to sit around you. Ask yourself, do I even need to get up? Maybe they'll leave. Because it's that retaliation. The goal is to make you think you have to keep doing that, as if you're then going to find some nice place to sit. No, that gives them more power because they're pushing you to where they want. But your original intent, you observed the environment, you picked a place for yourself you knew was safe and good. That's why you have to stick with your plan. Right? And if that was ever sabotaged, well, then now you look around and ask God, my Lord, where's the next place? Since they mobbed this one. We have to always use our mind, basically, and not care about the heavy emotion, heavy thoughts, whether it's fear or anger or whatever it is. Just tell yourself they're crazy when you're dealing with humans who are possessed to do gang stalking. They're obviously very psychologically, mentally ill, right? Okay, take care of yourself.